If you have been wanting to set up RAG inside n8n but felt it was too technical, then relax, because Google just made it easy. So Google recently launched File Search in Gemini API, which does all the heavy lifting for you. Basically, your file goes in and useful answers come out. You don't have to worry about the chunking, the embedding, the vector databases, etc. All you have to do is upload the file, ask it the question, and get your answer. And the best part is that it's extremely affordable. It is just $0.15 per 1 million tokens, which is quite cheap if you compare it to the other RAG systems available out there. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can integrate this file search capability inside n8n to build an extremely powerful RAG system. So I would highly recommend you watch this video till the very end if you don't want to get lost inside Gemini's API documentation, because I've got it all figured out. So if you're ready, let's jump in. So first up, let's head over to Google's AI Studio. After that, head over to Get API Key, and then simply generate an API key. Give it a name, so let's call it File Search Tool. Select the project. If you don't have one, just create one, and then click on Create Key. After that, simply copy it. Then head over to Usage and Billing and make sure you're on a paid plan. Just add your payment method. It will ask for a few verification documents. Get that done and add a budget alert. Before we move forward, a quick introduction about myself. So hello everybody, my name is Yashica and I am an AI automation expert. I have been in the AI automation field for a little over 2 years now, and I run a company called Automates AI, wherein we help businesses automate their business using AI. So if you're interested in getting your processes automated with AI, then don't forget to check the link to our website, which is in the description below, and go ahead and book a discovery call with our team. Apart from that, I'm also an AI consultant. I consult and coach my clients one-on-one on AI and automation implementations. Again, if you're interested, then the link to the calendar is in the description below. If you want to keep seeing more content on AI and automation, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and do follow me on LinkedIn as well as X. And yes, this video has been sponsored by Hostinger. So now that you know me, we can continue with the video. Now talking about n8n, this is how the final workflow is going to look like. So essentially, this is going to be your AI agent, which will be powered by Gemini, and it will be connected to the file search tool. So you can easily chat with it, you can ask it questions. It's going to look into the files that you have uploaded, and it's going to give you the correct answers from there. After that, we have a small workflow which is going to upload the file to the file search store. So to make it easy for you, I have set it up in such a way that you have to just drop your files inside a Google Drive folder, and after that, this automation is going to take care of the rest. It's going to take that file and it's going to upload it to the file search store. And this small workflow that you're seeing right here is used to create the file search store, which we will just use once and that's it. The key workflows are going to be these. This one for uploading the file to the store, and this one for the chat and the querying purpose. If you compare it to the other RAG systems out there, you will find that this one is extremely straightforward and also cost effective. That is why I thought of covering it in one of my videos. So let's go ahead and set this system up step by step. But yes, before that, let me cover something which is extremely important when it comes to n8n. So a lot of you have been messaging me on LinkedIn and you're asking me, how can you self-host n8n? So we all know the reason why n8n is famous is because you can self-host it, which means you can run the entire system on your own servers. But doing that is not just cost-effective, but it also helps with data privacy. So let's quickly understand that and self-host n8n. After that, we're going to build this extremely powerful RAG system powered by Gemini's API. So when I say that n8n is open sourced, what I mean by that is that the code for n8n for the entire platform is available for free on GitHub. And what self-hosting means is that you can host this entire code on your machine or your server. So to give you an example, you can think of Google Docs versus Microsoft Word. So in case of Google Docs, everything is on the cloud, whereas in case of Microsoft Word, you basically host it on your own machine. And there are two main reasons why someone would go about self-hosting n8n as compared to just buying the cloud subscription. The first one is obviously the cost. So when you're self-hosting n8n, you basically pay a fraction of the cost of what you would generally pay for a cloud subscription. And the second is data privacy. Since it is on your machine, only you have access to your data. The next question is, how do you self-host n8n? Now, I completely understand that not everybody is technical enough to use Docker or something else to self-host n8n. And that is where Hostinger's VPS comes into play. It helps you self-host n8n with a single template installation. And the best part is that their Black Friday sale is live, which means you get 69% off on n8n's self-hosting. So it's basically the best time of the year to self-host n8n. The other perks include that you can have as many workflows or automations as you like, no cap on that. Then you can run them as many times and even concurrently, and you can even access all the community nodes out there. On top of that, they have 30 days money-back guarantee along with 24/7 support. Now coming to the plans. So what we are doing here is we are buying a VPS. And that is why we have different plans, because each of them have different cores, RAMs, disk space, and bandwidth. Now, out of these, I would recommend that you go with the KVM2 plan for self-hosting n8n. It's going to fit most of you as it comes with 2 vCPU cores, 8 GB RAM, 100 GB NVMe disk space, and 8 TB worth of bandwidth. And because the sale is live, you're getting a 69% off. So you will find the link to this page in the description down below. After that, all you have to do is scroll down to KVM2 and click on Choose Plan. Then select the duration for your VPS. Do you want to get it for 1 month, for 12 months, or for 24 months? The longer the duration, the better the price. Then you can also select if you need a daily auto backup. Next up, select the server location, which is the closest to you, and then make sure n8n is selected. It is just a very quick installation process, which you will see just in a moment. Now, another good news is that I have some extra discounts for you. So if you're going with the 24-month plan, all you have to do is add the coupon code Yashica15 to get a flat 15% discount on your cart value. There you go, discount applied. Whereas if you're going with the 12-month plan, you can use the coupon code Yashica to get a flat 10% discount. So you will find the link to Hostinger's VPS in the description below along with these coupon codes. Once you're done, simply click on continue and complete the purchase. Now let me show you how you can quickly self-host it within a few clicks, and then we will continue with our rack system. So once the purchase is completed, you will land right here. All you have to do is go to the VPS section. There you will see the KVM2 VPS we just now bought, and all you have to do is click on the setup button. Then select the server location which is the closest to you and click on next. Then we have to choose an operating system. So I'm just going to search for n8n and I will select the first option. Let's click on select. Then you have to create a root password which you will use to log in into your VPS. So just create a password and make sure to store it somewhere. Make sure this is checked and click on finish. Okay, so it has been completed, and now let's click on manage VPS. And as you can see, our server is live. Let's click on manage app now. And there you go, we can set up our account and get started. So create an account and then you will land directly onto your n8n dashboard. Basically, your self-hosted n8n dashboard. Alright, so moving on with the rack system, I have changed the theme to dark so that it's easier for my eyes. And now let's click on create workflow and start from scratch. Let's go ahead and rename the workflow as Gemini file search rack system or whatever you feel like. So first, we're going to set up that small automation in which we're going to create the file search store. So the trigger is going to be triggered manually because we just want to do this process once and we don't want to create the file search store all the time. After that, just click on add and search for HTTP request. So we're going to make an HTTP request to Gemini's API so that it generates or creates a file search store for us. The method is going to be post. This is going to be the URL. Now, all the URLs, all the headers, parameters that I'm using will be available for you to copy paste easily from the resources. The resources would be linked in the description down below. I will put it in a way so that you can easily copy paste because in the documentation, some of you can get confused. Next up, authentication. We're going to go with predefined, but before that, we'll just have to quickly add another node for Gemini. You can select any of it. It does not matter. And then simply click on create new credential. Then remember we had created an API key in the very beginning. Just copy that and paste it here and click on save. So it has been added successfully. After that, if you want, you can get rid of it. We don't need it anymore. Come back to our HTTP request module, select predefined and search for Gemini. And as you can see, our connection is listed right here. Now, just because of this step, we don't have to mention it in the headers. That should be taken care of. But yes, there's one header that we need to pass. So turn this on, and for the name, it's going to be content type, and the value is going to be application/JSON. Again, you can copy it from the resources. Next up, we need to send the body, which is going to be in JSON format. In the body, all we have to pass is the name for our file search store, so that you know that, okay, this is my n8n file search store. So this is how the body is going to look like. Again, you can copy it. And the name that I have given is n8n knowledge base and then today's date. If you want, you can change the name to whatever you feel like. It could be your business name or whatever project you're working in, so that you understand where this vector store is coming from. Then if you want, you can rename the node to create a file search store. By the way, I can sometimes call it vector store, so don't get confused. All I mean by that is the file search store. So once all of this is done, simply click on execute step. If everything is working fine, you should see the name of your store. All you have to do is copy this. And maybe also store it somewhere, because we will be using this name quite often and we won't be calling this API again and again. If you're seeing some sort of error, then maybe you don't have a paid account or you haven't done the verification. Just take care of that. And if you follow along, then it should work for you. So right now we have created the file search store. You can think of it as a container. We have created the container. Now what we have to do is we have to drop the files inside that container. And for that, as I said, we are going to drop the files in a Google Drive, and from there it should be dropped inside our file search store. So let's create that small workflow right here. So click on add and then select add another trigger. Then select on app event and search for Google Drive. You can go with any other storage platform, but I feel that Google Drive is something that all of us use. And then select on changes involving a specific folder. Next up, let's add our credentials. So simply click on create. And now we need to add the client ID and client secret, for which you'll have to create a complete project in your Google console, which can take about 5 to 7 minutes. Now, I'm not going to cover that entire process in this video because otherwise the duration is going to go quite long. So I have another video in which I've told you how you can do that. I'm going to link it somewhere above here. That shows you how you can create a project inside Google Console, enable the correct APIs. Just make sure to enable Google Drive because we're working with Google Drive. And then once you follow along, you will get your client ID and client secret and simply paste them here. Once you've added your client ID and client secret, simply click on sign in with Google and select your account. Next up, you need to select the folder in which you're going to put all your files, which should be uploaded to your file store. So I have this folder which is called knowledge base rag inside my Google Drive. If you don't have one, just create one. And then all you have to do is just drop your files here. It could be PDF, CSV, text file, etc. And that should be added to your file search store. And then just select file created and click on fetch test event. If that fetches any file of yours, then you're good to go. So I'm basically trying to show you how you can create file search store, how you can upload the files to it, and how you can query it. After that, it's up to you how you use it inside your other n8n workflows that require you to, query some sort of file, some sort of an Excel file, spreadsheet, presentation. So I'm showing you a small yet very powerful component that you can integrate into your bigger projects or bigger systems. Next up, we need to make another HTTP request. So basically, we're going to initiate the uploading process. So if you want, you can rename it as initiate upload. The method is going to be post. After that, this is the URL. Firstly, let me select expression so that you can see it clearly. Now here, you need to change something. Now what you need to change exactly is the name of your file search store. So remember, we had created a file search store and I'd asked you to, store that name somewhere safely because we will need it. So just go back, copy that particular name and then replace this particular part with that. So you're going to start after this slash of v1 better and it stops at the colon, and in between you need to paste the name of your file search store. So it's going to look something like this: file search stores slash and then the ID associated with your store. I hope it looks like this. After that, for the authentication, same process, just search for Gemini and that's connected. Now for this one, we need to specify a couple of headers. So just click on send headers. So the first one is the upload protocol, which is resumable. Again, you can copy it from the resources one by one. then this one, and the command is chart. After that, we need to specify the length of our content. And we're basically going to get this information from the Google Drive trigger. So simply search for size and then drag and drop the value here. So in this case, the size is 55212. The next one is the content type. So again, in the search bar, search for MIME. So MIME, MIME type. And then drag and drop this value right here. So in this case, it is a PDF. This is going to change based on what file you're trying to upload. And lastly, it's going to be the content type, which is nothing but application JSON. Next up, we need to send the body, and it's going to be in JSON format. And this is how the body looks like. So let me just open it up for you. So the first thing in the list is your display name. Basically your file name, which we're again getting from our Google Drive. Whatever is the actual file name, we're just going to use that. And we're not going to change anything else. In this case, it is client onboarding sop.pdf. Next up, we're passing some metadata. For example, the upload date, which is today's date. Then we're passing in the source, which is n8n automation. And then some chunking config. I wouldn't recommend playing around with it a lot, but if you want, you can change the values here. Just in case you're seeing this as red, then all you have to do is search for the file name from here. And then just drag and drop your file name. Once that is done, just click on execute step. Okay, so it went through, but we did not get any sort of data. So just click on add option and select response. After that, turn on include response headers and status. And now try running it again. Alright, now we're getting some data here. So till now what we've done is we have initiated the upload, but we haven't uploaded the file yet. So firstly, let's download the file from Google Drive, and then we're going to go ahead and upload the file to the store. So just search for Google Drive again, and this time select download file. For the file, select by ID and search for the ID from here. Alright, here is the ID. Just drag and drop the ID. Once that is done, click on execute, and that should download that particular PDF for you so that we can actually go ahead and upload it. Alright, now the final HTTP request for this workflow, which is going to complete the uploading process. So again, go to HTTP request. Method is post. Now the new thing here is that the URL is something that we're getting from our previous HTTP request node. So head over to schema and open the response for initiate upload. Here you will spot the upload URL. Just drag and drop that URL here. And this is the URL which we have to work with. Another interesting thing is that we don't need any sort of authentication for this particular HTTP request module. But yes, we do need to pass a few headers. The first one is the content length, which I've told you have to search for size and then drag and drop the value. The next one is the offset, which is going to be 0. And lastly, the command, which is going to be upload and finalize. And this time, as a part of the body, we're going to pass the actual file. So turn this on. And instead of JSON, select n8n binary file. For the input data field name, just head over to binary. Oh, let me remove this search from here. Yeah. Once you head over to binary, you will see this particular file. Just simply copy the name and paste it here. That's it. After that, click on execute. So it's going to take a bit of time, and that's it. Our file has been uploaded. So let's save the automation. So with this particular workflow, we had created the container, remember? And with this particular workflow, we are uploading files to that container. If you want, you can rename this to final upload, or we can also say upload file. Alright. Now let's quickly test if this one is working fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload another file to my Google Drive folder, and we're going to see if that is being uploaded to the file search store or not. Alright, so I've uploaded the content creation SOP right here, which is like a small 3-page PDF. After that, I'm going to click on execute workflow, and let's see if this works fine. Alright, and it worked. So let me open this up. And as we can see, this particular file has been uploaded successfully. Here you can also see that this is the size of the file, this is the format of the file, this is the name of the file search store to which we are uploading, and this is the final file name. So right now, our container basically has 2 files. The first is the client onboarding SOP, and the second is the content creation SOP. The other two files are not a part of that container because I had uploaded it previously. If I upload it again fresh, then it's going to be added to that container. Now that means that if I ask it any question from either of these SOPs, it should be easily able to answer it. So let's quickly go ahead and set up that n8n AI agent, which is going to give us the answers to our questions. So let's click on add another trigger, and let's select on chat message. For this one, we're going to leave it as is. If you want, let's just add one message to this. So I'm just going to say hi. All right, this works. And next up, let's add the AI agent. For the source for prompt, if you want, you can just leave it to the chat input. But if you want to add more things to the prompt, then you can just define it below. You can add the user input, which is this one. And then if you want to mention anything else, then you can go on and mention that. My focus isn't on prompting right now, instead on the RAG system itself. So for the system message, we're going to keep it simple. So let's keep this line. Apart from that, we're going to tell it that, so I've added that answer user questions using the knowledge base. To query the knowledge base, use the query_kb tool. Never make up answers. So we're basically telling it that you have to use this particular tool to answer the user's questions. You don't have to make up the answer on your own. We have provided you with all the necessary files. You have to look into it and simply give the answer. Now talking about this tool, so let's go ahead and set it up. But before that, let's add the chat model. So in this case, I'm just going to go with Gemini's chat model since we're keeping everything inside Gemini. But if you want, you can go with any other. So the account has been connected, and for the model, I'm just going to go with 2.5 flash. Then let's add memory since it's a chat agent, so it should remember the past 10 conversations. And now comes the tool part. So since that tool isn't mentioned here, we will have to make an HTTP request. And we're going to name it query_kb. So now this becomes the query_kb tool. For the description, we can say makes a query request to the knowledge base. That's it. The method is going to be post. This is going to be the URL. Let me just open it up as expression. So we're basically making a request to Gemini 2.5 flash. For the authentication, you know the drill. We just have to select Gemini from here, and that's it. There's going to be just one header, which is content type, application, JSON. And lastly, the body, which is going to be in JSON, and here's the body. So let me quickly break it down for you. So the first part is obviously the text, and this is nothing else but the prompt for Gemini. In the prompt at the end, I'm telling it to never make up answers and stick to the retrieved or the queried text so that it does not give us any sort of false information. And if you pay attention to this is nothing else but the question that the user has asked. So I'm asking the AI agent to give me the query. So this part will be easily replaced by the question that the user has asked. For example, how should the welcome email for the client look like? So whatever question the user asks should be added here. And then comes the main part for which we have been doing all of this, which is the file search tool. So here, it's going to basically refer to the file search store to give us the answer. Now, one thing you'll have to do here is that you'll have to replace this with our file search store name. So I told you to store it somewhere, right? So just grab it and replace it with the new search store name. Make sure it is within the quotation marks. And once that is done, you're good to go. Let's click on execute. And let me just ask it a question to make sure things are working fine. So this is my content creation SOP. And let me ask it what should I do after publishing the content? And let me click on execute. So let's see what it answers. Alright, so after publishing the content, you should perform a post-publish check and logging. This involves checking for any formatting issues once the content is live. Additionally, you need to add the final live link to a Notion content tracker and mark the task as completed in ClickUp. So let's see. Check for formatting issues once live, correct. Add the final live link to Notion, correct, and mark it as completed inside ClickUp, which is our software. All correct. Let's save it. So that means that the tool is working fine. Now let's go ahead and have a chat with it. So I'm just going to refresh it. Let's say hi. Now let me ask another question from the client onboarding SOP. So let's say, let me ask if the client isn't responding. It has been 5 days. What should I do? The client isn't responding. It has been 5 days. What should I do? Alright, so if a client hasn't responded after 5 days, it's good to send a gentle reminder. This is a common procedure, simple to how a gentle reminder is sent if an onboarding form is delayed by more than 3 days. Alright, so if the onboarding form is delayed, send a gentle reminder. Let me ask it a bigger question, which is like not to the point. So let me ask it the step-by-step process for onboarding a client. Tell me the step-by-step procedure for onboarding a client. Alright, so we have a big answer. So internal handoff, welcome email. Let's also check internal handoff, welcome email. Alright, Google Drive folder, title this, and ends up with weekly sync setup, which is correct. Which means that our RAG system is working perfectly fine. Now, it is not just limited to PDF. If you want, you can also upload CSVs, etc. to it. So let me quickly save it. Let me turn this on. Let me head over to the chat one and let me make it publicly available, which gives me a URL to have a chat with my agent. Let's save it and let's open it up in a new tab. Alright, so here it is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's say, duplicate this particular CSV. So it's quite a big one. And we will check if 1, this is uploaded to the vector store or the file search store, and 2, if it's able to give me the correct answers. So let me just make a copy. Alright, let me head back to the automation and let me head back to executions. Alright, so let me just refresh this page. And as you can see, something is running. So let's see. And yes, the file should have been uploaded to the file search store. Let's just confirm. So here, okay, so this is the file name, which is correct. And this is the final output. Alright, so that has been uploaded. Now let me go back to our chat window and let's ask it questions from the CSV. So let's see. Let me ask it, what is the stock quantity for this particular item? Or let's go by item ID. Stock quantity for this one. So it's saying that for item ITM011, the stock quantity is 56 and the status is out of stock. So here's item 011 and let's see. Yeah, the stock quantity is 56 and the status is indeed out of stock. So yeah, that indeed worked, which means that it works on CSVs as well and is not just limited to PDF. And to be honest, it actually works on a lot of formats. So if you check the article, it says that it works with PDF, doc, text, and JSON. And then you can see the full list of supported formats in the docs. And if I open the docs and if I scroll down to supported file types, then we can see that these are all of the supported file types. That's a lot. And I think it covers most of the file formats we work with. Now we have a maximum file size per document. So one document shouldn't exceed 100 MB. Apart from that, the file search store also has a limit, which is if you're on tier 1, then one of your file search store can be of maximum 10 GB. You can't upload more than that to it. If you want to, then you should, spend more on their platform and upgrade yourself to tier 2. And for the pricing, I've already told you it's $0.15 per 1 million tokens, which is a lot. And apart from that, the storage is free. They're not charging you hourly or anything like that. The query time embeddings are free and the retrieve document tokens are charged as per your everyday normal tokens. And with that, we have successfully created this very powerful RAG system. Now, the last time I had created a video on RAG, I guess it was on how you can set up RAG with MongoDB inside n8n. I got a very funny comment. So the comment said that, Yashica, I can easily upload my files to ChatGPT and I can get the answers to my questions right away. Why should I go ahead and set up this n8n automation? And the reason why I found it funny was because that person missed the entire point of this system. Because as I said, this is not a standalone system, right? This is a smaller component of a bigger workflow. For example, you're trying to create an AI agent for your financing department, or let's say you're trying to create an AI agent for your employees, and you want your AI agent to be able to access, let's say, 50 files. In that case, what you'll have to do is you will have to set up a RAG system for your AI agent. As I said, your AI agent can be for any purpose, for finance, for operations, for your marketing, for sales. But if you want to give it access to files, spreadsheets, PDFs, text documents, then you will have to go ahead and connect to RAG. Now it's up to you if you connect a Supabase one, a Gemini one, or a MongoDB one, or any other. The point of this video was to show you how you can achieve that and give your AI agent access to files. So yeah, I keep getting these comments all the time, but I really hope you understand what RAG means, retrieval augmented generation, and the point of this entire setup. So the next time you're creating an AI agent and you want it to access some sort of files, then I hope you remember this video and you remember this setup. All you have to do is add this tool to your AI agent and add these few nodes to your automation. Again, all the copy pasting stuff will be available in the resources linked in the description down below. You can easily access it and copy paste. And yes, a quick reminder, don't miss out on the Black Friday deals. You're getting it at a great price. You compare it with the cloud subscription and you will see the difference. So yeah, the links, the coupon codes are in the description below. Do let me know in the comments below how this RAG system was, because I personally find it very cool because it's not that complex and it's also not costing you a lot of money. And I really hope I don't get that comment again where it says, oh, I could have used ChatGPT to do that. Man, that's not the point. And yeah, do let me know your use case for this RAG system, what you're trying to create, which AI agent you would like to plug this RAG into. You'll find the link to our website in the description below if you're interested in AI and automation services for your business. If you're looking for one-on-one coaching with me, then the link to the calendar is in the description below. And yes, do like the video, subscribe to the channel. I have some other videos on RAG as well if you want to check it out. I'm going to link the playlist somewhere above here. And yes, if there's something else you would want me to cover in my future videos, do let me know. Alright, so I will meet you in the next video. Till then, bye!